Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on mysterious and weird true stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Case file number 61, written by user freaksalad. A walk at night. Look up. That was a mistake. About 5 years ago, I was abducted. I'm not a kook. I'm a scientific-minded person. I've tried making sense of it. I've concluded that it was too real to be a dream. All I can remember is the moment before it happened and the moment after. No memories of being on the UFO, and no memories of any aliens. The whole experience went like this. The sun barely set. The sky was blue. I was going to get the mail. As soon as I left the front door and walked down the steps, I saw it, directly above me. I'm getting goosebumps while typing this. This wasn't some flying saucer out in the distance. This was huge, gray, triangular, size of a city, hovering over my house. A UF mother-freaking O. I knew it was aliens. I felt that impending doom, a sense of wonder too. Fear, love, hyper-excitement. I felt high. I knew I was going to be taken. Then I woke up in my bed. But it wasn't morning. It was the same time I went to get the mail. It's the craziest thing that's ever happened to me. So I googled triangle UFOs because this wild stuff happened, and what do you know? It's a thing, a common type of sighting. I never knew this. Then for some reason, triangles everywhere. Street signs, music covers, screensavers, tattoos, Illuminati symbols, Nazi symbols, the pyramids. What the hell? Could it have been a dream? No. Triangle coincidences later. Maybe. What I do know is this. Truth is stranger than fiction. Stay weird. Update. I've read all the comments on my last post. I want to thank you all for your support and personal stories relating to the abduction. I'm truly grateful. But to be honest, I feel like I shouldn't have posted. Ignorance is bliss. I'm questioning everything. I'm starting to feel paranoid that I'm in danger. As I type this, my right ear started to ring, and loud hail began hitting the window. I'm genuinely scared. I fear I'm being watched. I get the chills and my hair keeps standing up. I was asked questions on the post. I wanted answers myself, so I did some digging. I do not like what I found. Endless streams of evidence supporting my abduction. It makes me sick. I feel like I have PTSD. I have links to what I've discovered, but first I want to add some details to my last post. I said I got abducted 5 years ago, but it could have been 10, I don't honestly remember. When I said woke up, it was more like I became aware again, like I snapped out of a trance. I wasn't groggy. It was all one quick event, like an edited splice. I walked outside, looked up, saw it, then I appeared in my bed. Some people commented, if you're scientifically minded, you should know it was a dream. I think I was abducted because I'm scientifically minded. Case notes, file number 61. I watched a few videos you researched. I've never consciously thought of having been abducted myself, or even having seen a UFO, but honestly I felt really freaking uneasy seeing examples of what you described. I'm not sure if I have repressed memories or something, but damn. As for your case, you've never felt abducted. It was time loss, loss of consciousness. It does sound like you were interacted with. Did you have any markings on your body after? It's been a while, so you probably don't remember, unless there's scarring involved. If the OP responds later, I'll add it to the comments. What do you think? A quick note before the next story. If you're enjoying the video, consider sharing it. It really helps. Thank you. Case file number 62, written by user Loose Alternative 990. Yet another account of time distortion, from 12 to 4, seemingly instantaneously. This happened 2 years ago. I was 20, living with my parents, and had just finished my second year of university. It was a late morning in June, and my mom asked me to go to the shop and buy her some milk. It's about a 10-minute walk from my front door to the shop. I left the house sometime between 11 and noon. When I got there, I was surprised to see how busy it is for being so early on a Friday. It's filled with secondary school kids, which usually only happens before or after school starts. I figured it must be a half day, but I don't ponder it too much. I buy the milk and make my way home. As I'm walking home, I see a car coming up the road towards me that looks like my mom's. It pulls up right beside me, and I realize that it is my mom. She yells at me to get in now, and I quickly get in the passenger seat. My mind is racing, thinking that something has happened to Dad or someone in our family. Then she asks, "Where have you been?" To cut a long story short, according to her, I went out at the time mentioned above and was gone for nearly 4 hours. I checked my watch and sure enough, it was 4:06 p.m. I tried to explain that it was impossible, that I'd just left the house. If I wasn't such a sensible, honest person, she might have thought I was lying. But instead, she was worried. She thought I'd blacked out and convinced me to go see a doctor a couple days later, which I did. I was referred to the hospital for an MRI. As far as anyone could tell, nothing was wrong with me. This was on my mind for a good few weeks after it occurred, and I realized that whatever happened must have happened on the way to the store, which explained the school kids. Oddly, I didn't notice the change in temperature or daylight. However, given that it was a warm but typical overcast English summer, there probably wasn't that much of a change between noon and 4 p.m. The only thing that comes to mind is that I had taken a detour on my way to the shop, just on a whim. Rather than follow the stretch of the winding road up to the shop, I cut through a street and walked up a side alley between two houses. I don't normally do this, so could this glitch be connected to that alleyway? I haven't taken that detour since, but I am tempted to. Case Notes, File Number 62. Anomalies like this involving time distortion, they're often associated with alien abductions. However, this is uncommon while in broad daylight, and also in such a populated area as a town. I'm not sure how big your town is, but even if it's small, it's a lot of people during the day. Wouldn't be possible for a ship to go undetected, right? But then again, just the prior case, there was an alien ship involved that was apparently the size of a city. So maybe they can make themselves seen, but only to the people they want to be seen by. I don't know. That would be very advanced, basically magic to us. My guess though, some locations are time distorted, and it doesn't happen every time people pass through that specific location. Just last week I read a story involving a lifeguard that was witnessing a kid who took 10 minutes to get down a slide that should only take 20 seconds. And there was even another kid that went through the slide twice, and there was no issue. So he wasn't in the slide until then he was later. It doesn't make any sense. It's like he was isolated and removed from reality for a certain amount of time. He didn't even realize it, as far as anyone could tell. By all accounts, that kid didn't even notice anything was off. It's been 2 years, so you probably don't recall, but were there any markings or bruises on your body? I also saw you mention you had an analog watch on. Was the time kept correctly on the watch? You didn't have to readjust it after the fact. The OP responded to my comment, saying, "There were no bruises or markings. I didn't even feel tired or unwell. My watch was the correct time when I looked at it when I got into the car. Wish I had my phone with me though." I read that water slide one too. Really creepy and not too dissimilar from my experience, but in a different perspective. I wish I could have someone witness and tell them what they saw. Continuing my thoughts. Then by that account, because your watch was matching the time, it does seem like your entire body, including the watch, was simply separated from reality. I don't believe this case is an alien abduction. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe on up. I'll see you in the next video very soon.